Hi, good evening, all of you. Nice sessions. So on this, smart city, the panel discussion, I thought of sharing some of my a personal experience to you all and also to the audience. Around 15 years back, I had gone to Singapore, and I was told that in Singapore, as any city would have, that there would be multiple routes to reach to a point A to point B. Those days, apparently, if you are in a jam and you take a different routes, and those particular during when your car is passing through that route, there are some cameras kept there which will capture your the car print number, and at the end of the month, some bill will come to you that you had taken some route which was expensive. 15 years back, something like that was completely unheard in India. Also, interestingly, I came across uh, one nice a demonstration which was kept in one of the progressive city. That while people are catching a metro, generally they have some 5-7 minutes of time on hand at the metro station, and there are some a supermarket kind of atmosphere which was created, and some artificial pictures were being put about various grocery or fruits or vegetables, something like that. With your phone barcode scanner, you could select the things which you want to buy, and then you take a metro, and by the time you come home, those things are delivered to you. Some kind of demonstration. I don't think it is still into active mode. But all these things, kind of taking us to a dream kind of scenario that whatever you ask for in a city, smart city projects are talking about. So under this today's panel discussion on smart city, I would just like to commence a discussion. So, if you can give one round of introduction to all of us.
I'm Sanjeev Segal. I'm MD and founder of Sparsh CCTV. We are into manufacturing of CCTV.
Great, welcome.
Myself, Rudra, from Home Ministry.
Hi, welcome.
Vishwanath Kulkarni from HID Global.
Hi, welcome.
Rajiv Mishra, I'm a media and communication professional.
Great, thank you. So we'll start a discussion with Vishwanath. What do you think are the building blocks of a smart city?
The building block of a smart city primarily is a smart building. So, people talk about smart cities, put 1,000 cameras and say, governments talk about smart city, put 1,000 cameras and they say it's a smart city. Some places they put water metering system and say it's a smart city. But I would personally believe if you want a smart city, you should start with a smart building. Because the more the infrastructures get smarter, the city automatically gets smarter.
Great, great. Rajiv, we are assuming that smart city success is largely dependent on connectivity, internet gateways, broadband, IoT, etc. And in earlier panel discussion, we heard about challenges like call drop, 2G, 3G, 4G. In same city, we get a 2G connection, also a 4G connection as well. So what do you feel is our readiness, for a smart city?
Well, I think if you talk about 4G, there are still issues related with the line of sight, where the moment you're in underground or somewhere else, probably you will lose the data connectivity and all. That is the reason why there is some delay in 4G launch. Last mile is extremely, if you see the Indian situation, last mile connectivity is major issue. And from last 4-5 years, I was there in Lok Sabha, Parliament of India. I was CEO of Lok Sabha Television earlier. And that particular time, we were having lots of interaction with policymakers. And we were talking about that what should be the broadband. It should be 128 kbps we should consider is as broadband, or it should be at least 2 Mbps. things are not very clear on the broadband definition. And the last mile is the major issue, which, and problem of infrastructure and all. So I think bigger companies like Reliance or any other company who's having deep pocket, and if they should not concentrate only the cities where they may have good ARPU, average revenue per subscriber, but also if they could talk about tier 3 cities, tier 4 cities where the buying power is not as good as if you compare in metros. If that kind of, and for these kind of things, I think Government of India, they are talking about smart cities. They have chosen 100 cities in first phase. Yeah, there is huge problem of infrastructure, the capital, capex and all which is required. More than 2 lakhs crore we need right now in India as investment. So yeah, things are not very rosy right now. Yeah.
Great. Rudra, see, government is talking about making 100 smart cities. The list of 20 cities is already out. What do you think, which stage we are on this smart city, on this top 20 cities? And how you think the life of a common man will change when these smart cities will actually come into action?
I don't know. I can't give exact status on this. I'm not part of this initiative.
Sure.
What I can say here is, in the smart cities, from my subject, what I can say, it's a very critical element. If you see, when you are making a city smart, you are actually making the city smart. See, you are going to implement enough sensors and devices as a data collection points, right? And then you are going to process the data for you to take effective, timely decisions for the well-being of the citizen in that city. So here, the criticality lies what kind of devices you are going to give, and what is the life cycle of the data, and what is the life cycle of the user, and the interfaces of the data and the users, how they are going to use it, and where you are going to store it. It's going to be a huge collection of data and transaction. And most of the time, it's personal data, user's personal data. So how are you going to protect it and and have the privacy controls? Absolutely. And give trusted platform for a citizen and have a trusted identity for him to effectively manage himself within the city, being part of the nation. So these are going to be critical challenges. Having hardware today is neither an expensive nor a critical thing, right? So that smartness is beyond the hardware. Right? So that's something we need to pay enough attention now.
Absolutely. Well said. Sanjeev, see, we have come to a stage where world recognizes us as a bunch of intellectual people. I mean, today a world says that China is our manufacturing hub, India is our services, or the kind of growth which we had in ITITS, the kind of intellectuality. Where you think is this smart city initiative, and the kind of tons and tons of the corporate research which will get into, or kind of starting the city from scratch and designing it and having some solar panels, or having the city completely self-sufficient, which can use a lot of lesser energies and stuff like that. Where do you see the way world look at us and the new journey which we would be having it? What kind of amalgamation which you see in that, and how you think India would be independent in this journey?
I would like to start from the question which you asked him.
Sure.
You asked how are we prepared for that. So many departments which are involved into these smart cities, they are talking individually about their solutions. We are talking about individual solutions, whether we are talking about security or some automations. They are talking about solar, but all those systems are being talked on an individual basis. Whereas when we are talking about smart cities, we need to integrate each of these systems on a single platform.
Right.
Unless and until, if you put up a CCTV camera, if it doesn't work on a solar and integrates with the solar, it is not going to help you out. We are talking about integrating all these systems also. And then we are also talking, we are not looking at the basic things which are missing out. We are not looking at how we are going to solve the problem of water. If we are, so electricity could be one thing which could be solved by solar, but how to solve the problem of water? How will we solve the problem of sewerage? How will we solve the problem of which we are talking about in Swachh Bharat? How are we going to solve those problems? So we may be getting those things. I'm coming to the second question which came. So we may be getting the hardware, but on the Indian perspective, with the kind of intellectual we have for software, so the integration of these things, we would be in a much better position, and as a technological think tanks, we should look into how to integrate this system so all these systems start talking to each other. And we can get some useful data. Instead of creating the data islands, we should try to get out some useful data out of it. And those data can be analyzed and can be used for betterment of all. That could be the basic aim of the smart city.
Right, great. Maybe if I have to, a question to all of you individually, that if you have to, kind of sum up smart city in say 2 lines, what you all will say?
For me, a smart city is IoT, Internet of Things, and each and every device should talk to each other.
Perfect.
Before I tell what is a smart city in 2 lines, what he was reiterating, I'll just give 2 lines on that first. See, a smart city, especially on a brownfield city, maybe a Naya Raipur or a new city coming up, it's different. But in a brownfield, what happens is there are certain utilities that are managed by the municipality. There are certain utilities that are managed by the state government. There are certain utilities that are managed by the central government. So, I mean, software is one thing, but how do you get all these different utilities on a single platform is what is basically going to be a smart city. And that is the biggest challenge we would foresee. That's why I started my comment. A smart building and secure and trusted identity is the basis of a smart city.
Great.
I don't know, rather defining in 2 sentences, I probably have a statement here. Don't let alone your smart, your city smart, you also try to be smart. If the devices start learning about you and someone hacks the device, it will be smarter, it will be controlling your life. So all the SCADA systems, the grids has to be protected.
Absolutely.
When we go in the smartness. Otherwise, the system would be intelligent enough to control you. So then you have to figure out how you can be smart.
Excellent. I think smart generally comes with a maturity. We call somebody smart when he's mature. So that's something which makes a lot of sense.
To sum up in a line, smart city could be where the basic necessities of all citizens can be automated, and at a click of your smartphone, if you can get those things.
Great.
So that could be able to create a smart city.
Excellent. So guys, we have such an elite panel. We have from government, from corporate, somebody like HID who is into high-end security, the telecom professionals and ICT professionals as well. Would you like to ask any question to such an elite panel? Yes. Can you hear a mic for him?
It's interesting, very interesting that we are discussing what a smart city is, whereas the Ministry of Urban Development has already taken a decision which city is going to be smart and which is the brown city and which is the new cities which we are going to develop. Let me tell you that there are funds has been allocated, and the allocation of the funds is basically based on what type of development is going to take place and what type of activities are going to be over there. So that's very well laid out. I mean, it's interesting that new ideas are coming up from there. Let me tell you that what we understand of the smart city is basically is the data management and the utility of those data management which they are going to create, may it be the municipality, the state government, or what is controlled by the central government. So it is very well laid out, the green paper. I think more than 100 crores have been already spent on just planning and identifying what a smart city is. So it's very well laid out. I mean, big consultant companies have already, more than 100 crores have already been spent on that. After that, only the 100 cities and then the 20 cities which has been identified. So what I just wanted to communicate over here is that the meaning of the definition of the smart city as per the ministry is very well laid out. It's basically the data management and how to utilize those data management for the basic needs of the people. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks. Thanks for summing up well. Yes.
Hello, yeah, I'm Bansal here, Vijay Kumar Bansal. This smart city is basically an election stunt which we have carried out into our discussion and all. We actually can't have a totally smart city. You will have some components which are smart. So let's be realistic. A city can have smart components, but you cannot have a smart city. So the better we change our mindset, the better it is. Just the sooner we change our mindset, the better it is. Thank you.
Sure, point taken. So thank you so much, gentlemen. It was a very enlightful discussion, and I'm sure as the event progresses, we'll have some more information on the subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.